Yo, here we are on the podcast, doing podcast stuff again.
Yo, what up?
We're doing podcastings.
The whole squad is
The
here.
whole squizad is here.
And we got our man Otis chilling too.
Otis is here as well.
What's up, brother? He's got a cool ass shirt.
Yeah, that's one thing. He's
a dapper Dan.
This is the first Squeegee Live podcast that's made for kids.
Yeah.
Fuck shit.
No cussing.
Damn.
Yeah.
He doesn't have headphones on. He can't hear.
Yeah, he can't hear. I just have to watch my mouth.
Right.
Yeah. Your wife's watching.
Everyone on the podcast has that.
Tim's smoking inside. Tim's smoking indoors.
I am in the garage. Good.
Hell yeah.
I'm taking a Seth night.
You are? Oh, a little BL? A little BL for the dudes?
I wonder why you're giving me backhanded comments.
I'm not using my American flag squeegee. I don't see no point in ruining it. I'm just going to ruin it. Why use it?
Yeah, Scott's using his, my son, and I was like, it's going to tarnish up real quick. It must have a clear coat on it because it's still
assume,
for a week. He's been using it for a week and still it's good. I haven't used mine yet.
I'm not going to use mine. I might bust out like a 4th of July window cleaning video with it, but that's about it. Yeah.
Special occasions, man.
Special occasions. I hate to tarnish it. I don't like the fact that everybody's using that Stars and Stripes fucking Squeegee channel with it, though. I don't really care.
No, I like the chrome one.
That polished aluminum looks so sick, dude.
Yeah,
like,
with
I
the
can't believe everyone's like, it's going to be hard for me not to use that channel. You know what I mean? It's going to be super hard for me not to use that channel. I love that channel.
Yeah. I'm not going to turn those into keychains. They're too nice to cut up.
Man, do you know anybody, Mark, do you know anybody that's like close to you that, what's up, Mr. Awesome Guy, blah.
Saw, dude.
Hi,
Mom.
Do you know anybody that's good? Hey, Mom, do you guys know anybody that's, or Mark specifically, Mark, because I know that you probably most likely do. Somebody that's could powder coat some squeegee channels for me.
Yeah,
I would love that.
Local guy here. Well, I used to have the total hookup, but my buddy retired and sold his business. I have.
What do you think? What's the best finish to powder coat? Would it be brass? Would it be aluminum? Would it be stainless? Does it need to be raw?
It's pretty much very similar on everything. It can't have anything on it, so they strip it first. If it's aluminum, they'll acid wash it so it turns nice and gray, and then it sticks.
So if I wanted to send you some Ep.342 brass channels, you would be like, cool.
Whatever color you want. You know,
I've been on this Ep.342 and Sorbo rubber kick for the last month and a half, and I'm just
The thing is,
really
it's consistent, man. It's consistent.
Yeah, I'm been dicking with those brass channels so much lately. I'm like, I'm gonna try the rubber in them too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I just want to get some channels powder coated.
I reached out to some people. This was months ago. Remember before the convention, I asked you about if you'd be every person that I've reached out to. They would talk to me, and then they ghost me, never respond.
Right. So that's the issue that I've been having. So I don't know what happened to Mark.
I'm here now.
What?
Should I come back?
Yeah,
I've always wanted to do that.
Now.
The thing is with the channels and stuff, most places require a minimum, or you have to wait till they're shooting that color. You understand? They're not going to set up the gun to shoot 2 channels unless they're like a color that they're already shooting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can have that taken. The thing is though, I'll be 100% honest with you. If you knock them around, beat them up, it does.
Well, I have that one green. I have 2 green channels and one that's sprayed like a black, like sparkly, metallic look, and I've had those for like 3 years, and they still look great.
You guys got to do some with some Squeegee Life logos on them, please.
I would.
You know what I mean?
I would love, like, when I seen the Squeegee Life, zero light blocks with on. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, that would be cool if you could do that. Yeah, if we could do that to some Squeegee channels, that'd be dope, brother.
Right? That'd be nice.
But it's
dude.
it's finding. I think it has to be anodized and then blasted off, and I don't know if they can do anything that fine with that thing. I mean, I'm sure you probably could. It is a laser after all, but
Yeah.
I mean, you could definitely do they could laser print it first and then powder coat it, right? And still come out.
No, because the laser doesn't.
The
go
laser
into
burns it. The laser like that's why they have to be anodized because it burns away the anodization.
Dude, I was working it through as I was talking about it. I figured out before I even finished it. Sorry.
Yeah. That's all right.
That's all right. The best thing to do if you have it powder coated is have a color and then a clear powder over it so that it's a little more durable.
Okay.
Right.
Gives it some more.
I just think it would look slick.
Yeah. Like that, the Craftsman, man. That thing is cool.
I got a black one and a blue one.
I've been wanting, and you can't find them nowhere.
I should have got it when you had the chance, dude.
I know, man. I don't go on enough to realize they were there, and then they were sold out, and I was like, damn, I want that. I want that. Chris and Alex, I want.
They're not. I'm not going to say it.
No. You got him.
I almost let the cat out the bag there and said some stupid shit. I was at the warehouse.
Oh shit! 18 at minute mark 18:37. I done seen what you're talking about.
TJ, did you say you're putting a Sorbo? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not putting a Sorbo channel in a brass channel. No. I don't use the rubber in there. I mean, you can. I mean, Sorbo rubber, you can put in anything.
If you're going to put Sorbo rubber in a brass channel, take a pair of pliers and just squeeze the ends a little tighter, and then your regular clips will work.
Yeah.
You got to
needle.
You could use the brass shit. You could use the brass.
Might as well dog ear it, but that.
Yeah, no. The brass.
The Eteray one, the Eteray clips, those work. I mean, you got to really smash them down to get them to hold it. But
yeah, if you smash the channel just a little bit on each end, squeeze the inside, not the high side towards you.
Yeah, the low side.
It will hold.
Jason, I will, man. To Micro Mike, that little turd, and Jacob Dell. I mean, everybody's reaching out to me for their zero orders. I really appreciate that, man. You guys that do that. That's cool, man. I appreciate it.
I feel bad that I bought 2 poles and like 10 brushes like a week before you told me you were a zero dude, though.
You could have been but you could have fucking clicked my link too, and you didn't even do that. Mark doesn't even do that.
I've done it twice.
Mark never does it. Like, I thought you guys were my fucking friends. I don't know.
All you gotta know where the link is.
All you have to do is ask
it's under
TJ,
every YouTube
and I'll send you a link into your text message. You just
the thing with me is I don't buy
TJ,
this shit. I just make a call
because I want
like TJ and be like, "Hey, I need this," and I get sent it.
Right.
I'm getting ready to do it. Yeah, definitely put it in the link because I got to do an order soon anyway.
It's fine.
Might as well just be in the group chat. Just put it in the group chat.
Well, it dies. It dies after a while. So when you want to buy something,
so we send it every week, dude. It's fine.
Or you could just think about your friend, like I think about you guys, and just be like, "Hey, TJ, it's fine. It's fine." Like I've been asking Mark to send me a picture of the fucking fittings he's using, so I know what I'm looking for.
No, and I tell you
for 2 weeks. I sent you a video. I sent you a good video. Yes, I did. I sent you a video.
Where did you send it?
It's cool, dude.
And Instagram, cool, which I don't have.
No, not on Instagram. Not on Instagram.
Oh my god.
Not on Instagram. I sent it directly to you. Actually, no, it's actually in the group chat. Or it was. We switched group chats now. It doesn't matter. Where's Mark's Madness guest? I don't know, Jason. You tell me. I don't know where the Mark's Madness guest is.
Having a trouble with Skype right now. He's gonna do some kind of update or some shit. So stay patient on that. He said he's working on it. I only saw a picture of Seth's skid that he just got, not a picture of yours.
The video I sent you, which I lifted it up in the air and walked all the way around it. Fucking had all the shop lights on.
Chat, right? It's on the group chat.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
I'm not saying you didn't. I might have missed it.
Fine,
Let me look.
Hey, you know when I sent it, Mark? The day after you said, "Send me some pictures. I'll send you some cool fittings."
Okay.
Like over a month ago.
No.
Yes. Yes, it was way back in February, my boy.
Okay.
It's all good.
I don't see it here. I'm looking. Do me a favor.
We're not friends.
Send it again. I will send you your fittings.
We're friends. I don't want you. I don't want you to just give me something. I don't want Kate to be mad at me because you're wasted your window cleaner money on me.
Dude, I got boxes of it. I sent you a picture of the box with 1,000 fucking fittings.
Yeah, well, you'd think I would have the fittings by now, you know?
No, I don't know.
Listen, it's rare that I ever get anything on Mark. It's rare. So I'm going to fucking do what I got to do.
You got to run with it.
I got to do what I got to run with this.
Listen, hey, Jason Lehman, didn't you ask for fittings and I sent you fittings?
Yeah, but you didn't send me fittings, so that means you like Jason more than me. What are you trying to do?
Not that I like Jason more than you.
It is.
He sent it 1,000 miles further, too.
Yeah, and 1,000 miles further as well.
Shut the fuck up.
Like 2,000 miles.
It's super rare that I get Mark. It's super rare that I get Mark.
I
the video, and me asking for a video or pictures yesterday, Seth, was just that was a dig at Mark.
I knew exactly
what you were
doing. Because
you was my whole day.
It ruined my whole day.
Why is that doing this?
Mark, is that Mustang that you showed us? Is that a Shelby? Is that an Eleanor or no?
That's a real Shelby GT 500.
Is that an E or no? Oh, it's a 500. It's
yes.
It is an Eleanor.
67.
It's an Eleanor car.
500E. Yes.
No shit.
The price of a house, bro.
450,000.
There's a guy that used to the old mechanic that used to work for my cousin Mike. His wife has an all original Eleanor car.
Yeah,
all original. One that was actually like her. I think it was her father bought. And she ended up getting at graduation. She's had it this. I mean, when I say this, I mean it's like this motherfucker's mint. It's a beautiful car, man. Super beautiful car. But she won't get rid of it for nothing.
No.
I mean, I don't know why you would.
Yeah.
Well, that one is not all original because I didn't realize it until I started sending out pictures to you guys. I was like, I read it and it was 5-speed. They didn't have 5 speeds.
I don't think so.
They
I
had
thought
4
speeds
in them.
4 speeds.
They were 4 speeds. So it's not an original, but it's an original. You saw that Carol Shelby signed the glove box on that motherfucker. Oh, man, that makes it fucking gold right there.
If I was to ever win the lottery, that would be would be how you know is I would be driving one of those. That's how you know.
Right.
I would have me one of those. I know
Bigfoot, bro.
Huh?
No. I know Bigfoot.
You film Bigfoot?
No, I'd own Bigfoot. Like I would buy Bigfoot from like 1970s. That's how you know I want.
Oh, you mean the truck?
Yes. Yeah. I would own Bigfoot.
I thought you meant like you'd have Bigfoot. I thought you'd have Bigfoot in a cage in the backyard is what you meant. Because that would be another way that you would know that I won the lottery is I would have actual Bigfoot in a cage in my backyard.
You know I've been driving by Jacob's house wiping my ass with 20s and throwing it at
20s, I'd be doing it with 100s, son.
100, son.
100,
depends on what you win. If you're winning 10, I ain't doing that. If I'm winning 100 million, I'm just throwing them $500,000 out the truck.
Right. That's great. Yeah, this Mark's Madness has not gone according to Mark's plans. I want you guys to know that who's Chris Ayers? Is he supposed to be on the show?
This is all Mark's fault.
Jeffrey said, shut up, Seth. Jeffrey said, I haven't heard from Chris yet, but he's planned to come on.
That's weird because Chris Ayers is on and Jeffrey Scott isn't.
So bring Chris on.
Chris Ayers is the one that had the rope story about he almost.
I don't want to just be like, I don't want to just because he hasn't said anything to me, but he's on Skype right now. Should I add him?
Yeah.
He's probably just sitting here waiting.
He probably the time with waiting.
He's on Skype checking for people.
Shut your ass up and just add the guy. How about that?
Oh my God!
Hey, little girl, I don't like carry. It upsets my stomach.
It's not intergalactic, Jason. It's interdimensional.
Are okay.
Dude, good job hurting the dog, you jerk.
Yeah, what'd you do to that poor dog?
You slammed her.
Hey, there's somebody.
Hey, there's Chris
Hello.
Ayers. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Dude, Jeffrey totally screwed us and didn't come on, so we called you instead.
Did he really?
Yeah. No, actually, his Skype is like doing some weird stuff, updating and stuff. Were you expecting us to call you?
I wasn't expecting you to call, but I'm glad you.
Hey, we got a puppy in it too.
I'm happy you guys did. I was trying to mess with my headphones actually to get my headphones to work.
Okay, well,
now you got a reason to use them.
Yeah. You don't have to hang out too long if you don't want to. I didn't mean to. I told you, Mark. He didn't reach out to me, so we shouldn't have just called him all fucking random and shit.
He loves us, don't you?
He loves us, don't you?
Yeah. Don't you, Chris?
How's it going, man? How you been?
I've been all right. It's been pretty busy out here. So, and I've just been hanging out a lot lately. I've had a lot of downtime lately.
Really? I have just now Windows, started. Right? Yeah. Go ahead.
You still cleaning windows, Chris?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I just now started working a bunch again. You know,
no
just
more
like
near
over
fatal
the last
stories.
couple of weeks. You had no more near fatal stories, is there?
Right.
No,
good.
All right. Good. I don't have anything good for you this time.
Jacob, no, I'm glad you don't have anything good.
Right.
Yeah, there you go, Jacob. We don't want to see that like half your head talking.
I mean, it's always half his head. It's too big to fit in the screen.
I didn't say that. He did.
Is this freaking dig on Jacob night?
No, hey, we always got next.
I didn't see you for 2 weeks. I got to harass you.
Oh, you weren't here last week either?
No.
Oh, I missed last week too. Oh shit, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Did we both get written up?
Did.
That's no, just you said you did. You did.
Just your second warning, dude.
So, Mark, you got some questions for Chris?
So, what have you been doing with your time? You said it's been light. Are you still doing rope work? You still cleaning windows? Same company, or what's up?
Yep. Ish. So I'm still working at SMK. I resigned from my position that I had there because I was getting a little frustrated with some aspects of it. So I'm just working back at a local level again. I'm trying to focus more on my business now.
There you go.
That's kind of what I wanted to do initially. I think, I remember talking to you guys about it like a year ago or whatever. That was kind of my focus the whole time.
Yeah.
So, and that's been nice, like just being able to take control of that.
Yeah, you control your own destiny when you do your own thing, but sometimes it's feast or famine,
Mm-hmm. So, I had some money squirreled away though, so I'm just hanging out right now. It's been cold as hell lately here in Wisconsin. It just snowed again like 2 days ago, and it's fucking April. For fuck's sake.
Yeah. Stay out of the with fireplace exhausts, right?
Yep. So, but I went on a little road trip with my girl. We went camping for a week. I've just been hanging out,
just bumming, man. Good, dude. That's doing that is good, man. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes just bum it for a little bit, and if you can pull it off, why not? You know what I mean? Live your life.
Yeah. What's the point of working all the time if you can't enjoy it? You know?
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, this has been like my first winter in Wisconsin so far where I have just been stressed out about work and money. And it's been like such a relief to not have to stress like that.
Yes. It is very nice not to have to worry about that shit in the wintertime.
Man, that shit took way too long to get to that point. But it's the best feeling in the world, man.
That's awesome. So what's the plan? You're going to build up some buildings once it warms up a little bit? Here comes Jeffrey.
Yeah, look at this.
What's up, brother?
Look at this dickhead. Finally decided to come on the show.
Here we go. There's
here. I'm going to pull myself off. You'll just hear me.
Nice. All right. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to turn some volume up here. So the issue is, it appears I have multiple Skype accounts under multiple things. And trying to figure out which passwords are which and which ones are connected to which phone numbers just wasn't working for me.
Right.
I win.
You'd think someone as cool as Jeffrey Scott would have his Skype put together. You know what I mean?
Look at me. I've got the same background on. I have.
That's pretty cool.
Well, just so you know, next year if you come back on for March Madness, it'll be on Zoom, so we won't have to deal with none of this shit anymore.
Right.
I'll just send you a link.
Technology levels.
Yeah, listen, man. We are on Skype because of Mark Tanner. It's Mark Tanner's fault that we're on Skype. We don't like to change things because then Kate has to do a bunch of technical stuff to get Mark on the show. So I'm thinking of Mrs. Tanner by being on Skype right now. But we're gonna unfortunately we have to go to Skype.
Oh, Mark Tanner, is there a Squeegee life?
No, yes, not really.
Yes. So I am the backbone of this mofo.
I thought he was the brain operation.
Yeah. No, this wasn't my concept. I just kind of climbed on board. You know what I'm saying?
Right on, man.
Yeah, brother. So, Jeffrey, I have to ask you, and I was not able to come out for your training class you invited me, and I really regret that because it would have been awesome. I do have to ask you. I saw Craig Hendenzel.
Yeah.
Training class. How was that?
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Wealth of
very high energy, right?
History and water-fed pole systems.
Yep.
I liked hanging out with him. He likes to geek on stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like I do, and you know, we all have our niche, and when you just want to know the ins and outs of it, it shows a lot of passion.
Oh yeah, he definitely got passion. He's just very high energy. Like go. That guy just is like 180 miles an hour, 24/7. At least that's what I assume after spending a couple days with him.
He was super receptive. You know, he knows so many niches of the industry inside out.
Yeah.
And this is one that he just wasn't ever exposed to.
Yeah.
You know, it really helped kind of round out everything that he wants to be, at least on the knowledge level.
Right. No, I think that for him, that is a huge thing because and then he's pretty much done everything in the industry, you know?
Yeah. You know, what is he, like fourth generation or something?
Yeah, he's third or fourth.
And he's going to hand it, you know, he's going to move on to Grace. And,
right.
You know, they were both super receptive. I think they both had a great time. I had dinner with them the night before the class and just got to sit and talk with them one-on-one. And they're super cool people.
Yeah, they are. They're good.
So, okay, we're just going to, you're not going to mention Craig's energy at all? You're not going to talk about that? He's in person. He is that same dude in person that he is on the internet. He is that guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've been to dinner and breakfast with him on several occasions, and he's always that dude at all times. He's fucking hilarious. You know, actually, you know, now that we're speaking about that, I want to say this before we go any further. And it's going to be coming. I'll be mentioning this in some of my videos that are upcoming on YouTube. But if you guys want to be a part of Craig's window cleaning museum at the huge convention, send me a video of yourself cleaning windows. He's going to put an old retro TV in the booth, and I'm building a loop for him, a reel of window cleaners cleaning windows and stuff that'll be playing in the museum. So if you're watching this and you want to be a part of that, send me like a 30-second clip of yourself cleaning windows. I'd prefer it be like I can see you, not like with your phone right up on the glass like what's his name there in the center does. What's his name? Jacob. Don't do that. I want to see you.
Jacob, don't be Jacob.
I want to see you in the video. Don't be Jacob. I want to see you in the video. But I want to do that because the window cleaning museum, it's gonna be kind of dope because I don't know if some people may not know, but Craig, he eBays and auction, he buys old window cleaning stuff. So he's got old receipts and squeegees and paraphernalia. He's got it's going to be super sweet. So if you're at the huge, make sure you stop by. But if you want to be a part of it, just send me a video, a clip. You'll be in the booth playing at the huge convention. So you'll be there vicariously.
Is that going to be a WCR booth, a Maker booth?
No, it's just a Craig booth. It's a window clean, rolling with the window cleaner museum.
Is he going to be in the Squeegee Life suit that he built?
I don't know. That's a possibility, or it may be hanging up.
He'll sweat to death. He'll sweat to death. That thing, dude. He'll die.
Just the fact that
I donated to that. And I know he's still not friends with me on Facebook because he unfriended. But I've donated to his museum. That's all I'm saying. I sent him a retro squeegee from the 40s. So.
Oh, did you?
Just saying, yeah, I did.
And he deleted you on the Facebooks, huh, man?
He sure did, brother. Right after the huge, bro.
He seems like
I have no comments on this topic.
Craig's great, man.
I like Craig.
And Grace is a saint for fucking working with him every day.
Grace is awesome, dude.
Grace is super sweetheart. Super nice.
Grace is a great person. That's all I'll say.
So go ahead, Mark. You got some You got some questions? You got some things you want to talk about, or are you just gonna dick off this entire month?
No, I was letting them explain and letting you guys trash Craig. Okay.
I feel. How was it trashing Craig?
Nobody was trashing
I wasn't.
I know. So what's new and exciting, Jeffrey? Keeping busy, giving all the training and cleaning all the windows.
It's been kind of a whirlwind spring startup for us. We lost a couple of big accounts to a drone company last year.
Is that for real?
Really?
No, I don't know how the longevity is going to be. I've been kind of monitoring the drone world for a while. It seems like it keeps getting regulated harder and harder. There's wind issues. There's
That'd be safety issues.
That you can't be near, like, you got to get all these. There's going to be next to fire departments and police departments and stuff. When I lost the account, it's like, holy shit, what do I need to do? Go buy a bunch of drones and hire drone pilots, right?
Those things are super expensive.
Well, I'm like, well, these guys are startups and they're doing it, and we're running $1 million company. I'm like, I'm done.
So let me ask you this, Jeffrey. Have you looked at any of the buildings that you lost to see the quality? Because
I've looked at them, and I've talked to the property managers and people about them. Like they like us, they love us, they want us in there. But what are you going to do when you're offered a loaf of bread for a dime, right?
Yeah. So It was a cheaper price, right?
Yeah. So it's water-fed pole. It's versus.
Yeah, but there's no agitation. Spraying water doesn't clean anything.
So
it's not a water-fed pole.
I'm going to make a point, and then I want to hear what you have to say about my point on this.
Okay.
My pressure cleaning trailer sitting on my driveway is 10 gallons a minute, 3,000 PSI. Okay. If my truck is just regular dirty, okay, and I rinse it down, okay, it's better than it was, but without taking a scrub brush or a sponge or a mop to it, okay, without agitation, it does not, it takes the surface dirt off, but everything that's been sitting on there baking in the sun does not come off. So my question to you is, how good of a cleaning can that possibly give when that machine's not even close to 10 gallons? It's not even 10 gallons a minute would thrust that thing from your house to mine.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not possible.
Right. The complaints I heard were, one, it's blasting water everywhere, on parking lots, on cars,
Right.
The wind is taking it and blasting it everywhere. You can do a soft wash system where you apply with a surfactant and then you come back and rinse, but you can't stop rundown in places.
I could see it more. It makes more sense to somehow spray a roof.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll back this up. We had an 18-story and the cap walls were black. Okay, but nothing below. It's just where the water set on the roof, on the cap wall, the parapet, and slowly leached down on a white stone building. So they're like, can you clean that up? Yeah. So we went up there with simple pump sprayers, 50-50 mix of chlorine and soap. Okay, nothing special. And we just harnessed up and leaned over the wall and cleaned the top 1 foot down and the top cap. And it came out beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
About 3 weeks later, I got an invoice for a $600 suit because from 18 stories up, I got spots on some lawyer's suit. Okay.
Yeah, man.
So don't tell me that machine doesn't spray that shit everywhere. It's got to go everywhere.
I don't think they're ideal for occupied building spaces in glass.
Yeah.
There's really going to be a niche for them if there's not already in water towers, bridges, cement structures, stuff that doesn't have parking lots and traffic below it, and stuff not looking out windows.
That makes perfect sense. A water tower, but how often do they clean those things? You know what I'm saying?
Contract, but they're just you got to jump through hoops with everyone.
Hey, I got one quick. You say they're a startup. Are they new businesses, or is it existing businesses that are just using
adding drones? Yeah.
Well, what I've noticed is there's small pressure washing companies that are out there doing roof washes and house washes. They go to a convention, they see the drone, they go buy one, then they get in with people around the country. One of them lands a big account. They all come in from different parts of the country and try to keep fine tuning as they go, right? And they're working the country together. For them, one of these accounts is a windfall, right? For us, it's like, shit, I got to go pick up another one.
Right, but the thing is, I really believe that, just like the automated systems, okay? I got called into a building that I clean. It was a 4-time-a-year contract, and they said, we want you to sit through this presentation only because you'll ask the questions that we don't know anything about. Don't feel threatened about losing this account. So it was an Israeli company came in, okay, and this machine was, at the time, probably more advanced than most of them, meaning it would map the building, okay? It knew where the concrete was and where the glass was, okay? And you physically had to run this machine. Like, if one curtain wall was exactly the same, you could duplicate that 20 times. You understand? And then if one place had an inset, this thing had fans pushing it to the building. It was an amazing piece of equipment so I said, these things can be hit or miss. I know for a fact the one in Vegas at the Luxor has failed 1 million times and it's breaking down all the time. I said, your technology seems to be good. Okay, let's just cut to the chase. What does this machine cost? Well, we could lease it with, the bottom line is $1.5 million, okay? 1.5. The building manager looked at me and then looked at him and said, this building's only been open for 8 or 9 years at this time. We probably won't spend $1.5 million in window cleaning in 20 years.
Right.
Okay. And in 20 years, that thing is going to be either antiquated or need to be rebuilt. There's no doubt about that. Or serviced and everything else. It just doesn't make sense, So I think that those might have on certain buildings could be a threat to a window cleaner. I just don't see the drone thing as giving, now if your building is set on, I know based on what you've said, Jeffrey, you guys are a very professional outfit. You guys are way highly qualified, as are you. Point being, there's no way you're going to duplicate that with something spraying water. But if the building's willing to accept, and I assume these are Class A buildings that you target, better than it was, then
Yeah, that's what it is. What scares me, well, it doesn't scare me. It's one more thing to learn, one more thing to adapt onto. The technology is improving. At some point, it's going to be there. As I've been monitoring these new technologies, the robotics of what have scared me, not scared me, but thought would be the most threatening first.
Right.
The different types. And the ones I've seen now that are basically Armatrons. Remember the Armatrons when we were kids, the little robot thing you would play with?
Right.
So they're just basically they're Armatrons that you can bolt to a swing stage or a BMU. So you can put them wide. They'll move back and forth on tracks. So they can do like double and triple drops,
Right.
And then they use a laser to map it, and they mop and they squeegee.
Yeah.
They spray, they mop, and they squeegee. They work 24/7. You just got to change the rigging,
Right, but here's the thing. So, Jeffrey, do you own one of those or do the buildings buy those? Because here's the thing. The ROI, if that one I looked at is 1.5, okay, let's say that's a comparable price. The buildings aren't going to spend that to own that. And you as a business owner, you're going to say, I'm going to put my equipment on your building. You're never going to break even, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
What did a great big nice TV used to cost? It used to cost what a car did.
Right.
Now they give them away.
Yeah, now you can get a 60-inch TV for $600.
Yeah, it's going to be the
same.
same.
I just got a 65-inch for $300.
Right.
Yeah. Costco.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Walmart.
Yeah. Walmart.
When do you think the technology catches up? Like, what do you looking at stuff now? Do you think it's 10 years? Do you think it's 20? Do you think it's 2?
I mean, to guess. I'm an expert. Well, keep developing faster and faster. I'd have to say within the decade.
With AI, man, it could be tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm seeing with the drones. The research I've been doing, I got on a bunch of drone groups, just to ask questions, and I'm hiring. I need pilots in all these different states and these metros where we have jobs, and people just started contacting me out of the woodworks. They want work, but then in their groups, I'm monitoring. The pilots are getting replaced with AI already. And they're all scrambling to get licenses in different places and different types. And AI is already taking that over. Just like Mark said with the thing that he saw with they're mapping buildings. Well, they're doing things with standard drones. Like once the first guy maps it, it's done. Right? Then that map exists on a profile.
I just don't see a building making that kind of investment to clean their windows when it's more than they're going to spend an average of 10 to 15 years in cleaning windows. Okay, there is the risk factor, but that thing's got risks. An autonomous system has risks, just like a BMU or a swing stage. I mean, we see those all the time, beating up a building when they get loose. You know what I'm saying? But
I think like the systems that I see that are best out there that basically drop a line, they set up to a soft wash system on a trailer on the ground, right? Just like we would operate a pressure washer off of.
Right.
Buy the complete system, all included, you're going to spend somewhere between 80 and like 140 grand.
Right. I mean, yeah.
And then you got to have your licensed pilots. Like, I run a company. I'm not an operator, so I'm not going to be out there running drones.
Right.
I would have to bring in pilots or have somebody that's, specializes in this type of drone work, and then move that person around the country from job to job to job. And I don't think there's enough yet. I'd have to push them out on other types of projects like, parking decks and water towers and bridges. Is that really the direction I want to go with my company? I don't think so.
But Jeffrey, the building that you have on your screen behind you would be the ultimate fit for some form of, robot, right? Let's call it, to clean it.
The building behind
me, as well as I do. I mean, we all have buildings with insets and corners and shit that I don't see a machine being able to reach in 3 feet. Maybe, I don't know.
The building that's behind me is actually in Minneapolis. I've chaired that building. And now it's done with one. I don't know if it still is, but for a long time it was done with an IPC Eagle high-rise machine, which is on cable, comes down from the roof. That push it in with a brush.
Yep.
And I've worked alongside of those machines, and same kind of thing. You get water-fed pole results versus traditional, which is enough for most building owners, right?
Right.
But it took forever to set the thing up. There was a crew there running that thing, and I had a team there. They wanted basically to get the corners, the insets, and things where that couldn't get. And coming into it, I was like, man, we're going to blow this thing out of the water. There's no way it's going to keep up with us.
Right.
And it took them like till noon to get the thing operational, because they could carry everything up to the roof, put the staging together, board to run the thing back and forth on.
Right.
I'll get water hooked up to it, get the remote control set up. And drops the whole time, like it's never going to catch us. Within like 2 hours, it blew us out of the water.
Yeah.
There's like, it can't.
Was it doing a good job or just an acceptable job?
It was doing 70%, 80%.
Yeah.
Just like a water-fed pole.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And now, can you use it everywhere? No. If the frames are too deep, it can't dig into the corners.
Right.
If you've got underhangs and all the features on buildings.
Right.
On select buildings, it's gold.
Yeah.
Well, fuck robot
window
cleaners in the ass.
I just, but
fuck that noise. That's lame as shit, dude. That's just the lamest shit I ever heard, dude.
That technology has advanced significantly over the years. It's still not where it needs to be, but correct me if I'm wrong, those have been around for about 20 years now. Am I correct?
Probably close. I'd say more like 15, 17,
Okay, so very close to 20 years, and they still haven't taken a foothold in the industry. Because, again, it goes to, let me ask you this, Jeffrey, is that something you think the building should own? Because someone's got to operate the thing, right? You got to babysit that. I don't care what it is. So, as a window cleaning business owner, would you buy that?
Who should own a water-fed pole? Because
but that's different, though. That's different. That's $1,000. $1,500. It's not a $50,000 piece of equipment. That IPC thing has got to be 50 or 60 grand, right?
I don't think the IPC style is the answer. But there's other developments that'll surpass that probably quickly.
Yeah.
And the numbers are high, like you said, but those numbers are gonna come down.
Yeah.
Just like the TV we referenced.
So let me ask you this. A building like the one behind you, hypothetically, you put 2 guys on it, okay? Or you have the robot, the IPC thing. Yeah. You got to have 2 guys for that there. So your labor cost is still the same, and you've got this $50,000, $60,000 piece of equipment that you're paying for. How's that working?
What Mark's getting at is he
Well,
don't like robots.
For.
Say again?
That piece of equipment's good. I mean, it's not one and done on that building. It's going from building to building, and it's already paid for at that point. You know.
Yeah, let me ask you this.
Yeah, but
hey,
still,
Mark. What? Hey, Mark. Hey, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you leave and come back?
Yeah.
You're frozen. You've been frozen. This. I'm just wanted to interrupt you before you. I don't want to interrupt you in the middle of a question.
Let me see what I can do here.
Yeah, you've been frozen.
Let me see what I can do here.
I gotta rewire.
Leave him alone. He does his best. Leave him alone.
Let me see what I can do here.
I won't let you. Only I'm allowed to pick on Mark, not you guys.
His mic just muted. He's calling his wife.
There you go. Your connection's really bad tonight, Mark. I don't
know why.
Well, at least he got on time.
Yeah. You could have. I mean, Scott could have just shown up on time.
My point was this: if you're putting 2 laborers on the building that can clean windows, or 2 guys that can run a robot, plus you got another $50,000 investment there. Yeah, of course it's going to another building, but so are the 2 guys. Is it worth it?
Well, you're continually paying the guys. They're never paid off. That machine gets paid off, and then it's paid.
Yeah, after that, and then it's time to rebuild the thing. I mean, I'm just skeptical.
Jeffrey's like, listen, I'm not the robot
He's like,
guy.
I got it.
Yeah, Jeffrey's like, I don't like robots either, Mark. Stop.
Comparatively speaking, let's go back to what Mark said, but in a different way. You got 2 guys doing traditional high rise, and then you got the robot. Labor hours, what would it be? You think the robot would be less labor hours? So technically, you would be
a curtain wall building like that would blow us out of the water.
Yeah. So technically, you'd be paying less labor hours because you're doing it faster with the robot, correct?
You're not paying any labor hours for the robot. Right. Once the robot's paid off, it's paid off.
Well, I mean, when I say labor hours, I mean
he means paying the setup guys.
Yeah, you're paying the setup.
You're still paying setup guys.
Much less skilled. I mean, they're laborers at that point. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. But here's an analogy.
So does that mean they get paid less because they're not doing their
Jacob,
trade?
The machine's paid off the first job.
Hey, why don't you just be quiet and drink your Bud Light, okay?
All right.
Well, there's not too many $50,000 paying window cleaning jobs in South Florida. I can tell you that. Maybe where you live, Jeffrey, but.
Well, they're probably, that's probably the middle to low end here. I mean, there are guys, Chris will attest to this. There's guys making 60, 70, 80 grand a year. No. I mean, you said somebody mentioned one job that piece of equipment is paid for, and if that equipment is 50 or 60 grand, I just said we don't have buildings in Palm Beach County, the biggest ones, that pay 50 or 60 grand per cleaning. That's not even close. Well, we just bid one in Detroit that's 70 grand per cleaning. I just flew back from Reno for one that's 60 grand per cleaning.
Yeah, you're not going to get that in South Florida. But you know what?
I'm smoking in the house.
Here's another analogy. When you go to the car wash, do you drive through with the brushes? Would you rather have someone hand wash your vehicle? I would rather have someone hand wash my vehicle.
Mark Tanner is fucking. This is a full.
I don't even
a full frontal assault on robotic window cleaning. He is fucking. He is dying on this.
Jeffrey will appreciate this.
Listen, Jeffrey Scott. Let me ask you this, you motherfucker.
Wrong. I'm just saying. I don't believe in that technology yet. Okay, but I reached out to Jeffrey because I wanted to try that new Descender, one of the ones he recommends, and our best money is not in cleaning windows. We went to one of our buildings, and they had in one of the exhaust chases, we had to run 5 Cat5 cable lines for, I think it was for that Starlink thing.
Yeah.
And all we do is They bust through the wall, stick a flashlight in, we go into the chase, run the lines, feed it to them, come back, attach it to the unistrut. I mean, there's more profit in that than cleaning windows all day long because no one wants to do it, and we're the only ones that do it in the building. So I'm just
a high profit endeavor.
It's huge, yeah. I just, like I said, I'm not saying they don't work. I'm sure that they do, and I know as much as anyone. When I lose a job, let's say we have a 5-story rope job and someone comes in with a water-fed pole for half the price, that building is willing to accept better than it was versus a soap and squeegee and scour and a real window cleaning. I understand how budgets work. We all pretty much have to live on a budget.
That's just the commercial aspect of window cleaning. I mean, most people like with residential work, most people aren't going to accept that. You know what I mean?
No,
you could use a water-fed pole. Yeah. You can use a water-fed pole, but only after you've probably washed it, scraped it, bladed that bitch. You know what I mean? So, you know, I agree with you. I think I also agree with Jeffrey, but I'm kind of in the middle. I don't think there's going to be a time where we're probably 20 or maybe 30 years away from guys not hanging off of buildings cleaning windows anymore.
Yeah, we'll be retired by then.
Right, but I think there's always going to be you're always going to have.
There'll always be a place.
There's always going to be a place for that. You know what I mean? No matter what. So I'm kind of in the middle of the road because in some ways it's acceptable and it will work, and then in other ways, in other instances, it's never going to. You know what I mean?
Right.
I see a lot of the buildings that I see on TikTok. Fletcher. Some of the things that Fletcher does, and the reason why I mention Fletcher is because he's super active on social media doing high-rise work, and some of the stuff that I see him do, like going over balconies and having like all these different transitions in the shape of the building. I don't see how a fucking robot will ever be able to do that. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be a place for this. So Mark is super doom and gloom, and Jeffrey's he's bloodied and beaten up by Mark's questions.
I think
I mean, it got to a point where now Jeffrey's defending robot.
I might sound aggravated. I'm not aggravated. I look at it like this, though. I would be more in fear of a new building coming in, let's say a 40-story building, that a piece of equipment was dedicated and owned by the building, that was a robotic piece of equipment that only was programmed to clean that building versus taking it like a carnival and going to different states. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to BMU, Mark.
Yes. Right.
And so buildings have BMUs on them, right? That are dedicated to that building, that you're putting window cleaners on them.
Right.
But what happens when you don't put the window cleaners on them anymore and you put the Armatron on them? That's
right.
Yeah.
Those buildings will take window cleaners off the site.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
But that's not the market. I don't go after that kind of work at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we shy away from anything with a swing stage or a BMU. We don't want that work.
Yeah.
When you come to the table, so if I'm going to go bid a job that has to be swing stage, where I can't bring rope to the table and take that out of the picture, or it has a BMU, those machines run at one pace, right?
Right.
No matter so everybody that's doing the job is using the same process. So if I want to get competitive advantage to come in and take that job, the only way I can get competitive advantage is to come in with lower priced labor, which is a race. You're turning your window cleaners into janitors.
Right.
We do just the opposite. We don't want that work. We want to come into work where our wheelhouse shines, where I can come in at a very competitive dollar amount, but we're going to smoke through it with fewer man hours. So then I can pay my people more, and it's a race to the top.
Right.
Chris, are you excited for robot window cleaners to take your job?
I think that there's something about the aspect of high-rise window cleaning. Like, people want to see us doing it. The reception that we get as high-rise window cleaners, people love that shit. They get so excited to see us outside cleaning their windows. I don't think people will feel that same way about robots when that starts to happen more. And also, you just look at all like the different accidents that we have with BMUs and staging equipment. Like, that's only going to get worse when you add robots and AI into that.
I think the BMU issue is they can put a lot less qualified person other than a Jeffrey Scott trainee or a Chris experience in a BMU. You understand what I'm saying? They just get a guy with a set of nuts that's willing to stand there and knows how to clean windows, but he doesn't know anything about the safety, self-rescue or anything else.
Hey, for the stupid here like me, what's BMU mean? Or what is it?
Building maintenance unit. It's one of the, you see the big towers in a major metro that they've got the Armatron on top of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, explain Armatron. I'm a residential window cleaner.
Like a crane, looks like a crane arm.
Okay.
Been around the different.
Hence arm Tron.
And you know, hey man,
BMU baskets usually have 4 cables that
okay.
go, and then instead of having a separate lifeline, you're clipping directly into the basket of the machine.
Got you.
Okay.
Versus main stage, which is typically a transportable platform, which will bring rigging in, drop cables, and then that can move around the building. Like you move the top stage, the top rigging, and then you can come around, and you have separate lines for that. And
that's more separate. You don't run separate safety lines on a BMU. You wouldn't do that. You just fuck it. It's good.
Yeah, I don't get on anything without a separate safety line.
All right. Okay. Right. I was gonna say. I know I wouldn't. I would not. I want my own rope, bro.
When I first started cleaning windows, we were living in downtown Miami.
I just have a rope attached to me. I want to be able to self-rescue. I want to be able to get out of it. I want to, you put a rope on me, and I can be I'll be the bravest person on the planet. You take a rope off of me, I'm a big baby.
Right. Yeah, I can only. There's no way, dude. That would scare the shit out of me.
We have a building in downtown Miami it's Victor Ferris building. At that time, it was 62 or 65 stories. At that time, it was the biggest one. Mm-hmm. And we were working across the street, and they asked us, the company called Spider. You ever heard of Spider? They make a swing. Yeah. And they're like, we're looking for someone to ride in our BMU. Okay, tell us what, any issues. It's all certified and everything. We're like, yeah. So I'm like, well, where's the safety lines? Oh, you don't need safety lines with this. You attach to the basket. And I'm like, that's not happening. I go, so unless you got 2 spools of 600-foot rope, we're not riding in this thing. And he's like, no. I go, no, I'm not doing it. I don't care. We're not riding that thing 60 stories.
A lot of the spider baskets were single. They spooled below them, and then you'd clamp baskets to the side.
Yeah.
There's no way to get on one of those things without safety line.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I just think it seems to be more of a threat to the industry as far as the you've seen those robots? I saw a robot drywall taping the other day, and I'm like, you could teach that thing to clean windows. Listen, it was walking around on stilts.
Listen, we're getting dangerously close to like Terminator Matrix style shit. And listen, if fucking robots are gonna be doing everything, dude, we're gonna be fighting them, brother. That's all I gotta say. Right. And nobody's gonna want their windows clean anyways, because we're gonna live in a dystopian future. We're gonna be slaves to robots. It's gonna be terrible, dude. Nobody's gonna want their windows clean, so it doesn't matter.
Invest in E.
This is Mark's robotic madness.
Now, Jeffrey, would you consider buying one of those for your business? Just not for debate. I'm just wondering.
No.
I think he gave a big FU to that right as it came on. I told him. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he did that.
We're a rope company. We want to be ingenious in the rope world. We want to do things with. We are not heavy metal. We're rope, right? Yeah. That's our niche. That's where we're going to stay. A lot of the ground guys here, they start out in residential. They might start out in traditional. There's always the next flashy object. There's always another service.
Right.
And when I first started in business, I got caught in that trap too, where all of our suppliers market all these other services to us. You want to learn them all, and you stop losing your ability to be really good at the primary one.
And I'll say this. I think for instance, like water-fed pole. I think water-fed pole has been more I wouldn't say damaging, but has lessened the curve in window cleaning and residential scenarios more than robotic window cleaning.
Yes,
ever
without a doubt. Well, because it's a lot cheaper than a robot. But here's the thing: you
can sell any dipshit a fucking. I know you're saying, Mark. You can sell any dipshit a pure water system and be like, here, run, like anybody can push a broom. Anybody can push a water-fed pole.
Right.
That's why a lot of pressure washers add window cleaning to their business.
It's
because they're retards and all they have to do is buy a water-fed pole system, become window cleaners.
And then they realize it's inside.
I'm just kidding. Though, there's a lot of pressure washing guys. Like there's the amount of pressure washers in my area now. They're having turf wars on every intersection. There's like piles of signs like, call me, I'm the best. No, call me, I'm the best. You know what I mean? And they're all like, we do exterior window cleaning. And it's terrible. Well,
if every problem's a nail, you only can be a hammer. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm, you know what, I'm with Jeffrey. I'm going to continue to do what I do to the highest level that I can do it for as long as I can do it. And then it's going to be what it's going to be after that. You know what I mean? That's where I separate myself, is the quality of work that I do. That's the only thing you can do.
Dude, you know I don't even do dryer vent cleaning.
You're on the site every day, is that right?
Huh?
You're an owner operator. You're out working every day.
Yes.
You're solo, or do you have employees?
Just me.
How hard is it for you to book yourself out beyond your capacity?
It becomes difficult. I get about 3 weeks out, and then it starts to get. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've gotten to a point doing what, huh?
At that point, you raise your prices, and you like that 3-year cycle.
Yes.
3-week cycle.
Yeah. Right? Yes. So my thing is then I've gotten to a point doing what I'm doing. It's quickly getting to a point though where I'm gonna have to bring someone on. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
It's high enough where you're not getting the work, or that 3 weeks.
I'm about like 50-60% on winning bids right now. So I've got myself to a point, I feel like price wise, where I have priced myself out of some work, you know what I mean? But I'm more quality over quantity anyways, you know what I mean? And I've gotten myself a good enough work portfolio that I don't really have to sweat too much. So once, like, anything new that I pick up has become kind of cream or like icing on the cake, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I can tell you,
I'm gonna grab a light quick. Sorry.
Yeah, I can tell you guys, all you guys, that it is kind of nice to work by yourself, but it's gotten to a point for me where it's becoming hard for me to maintain that. You know what I mean? It's becoming difficult. So
well, you're not getting younger too.
I'm not, and that's the main thing, is I'm not getting any younger.
Bro, you need to bring on at least. I mean, we're Ohio. You know what I mean? So bring at least on a sub.
I'm gonna have to, because I don't feel like where I live in particular, it would be extremely difficult to hire somebody and have them work year round full time, because there's a lot of commercial shit that I do that just doesn't even clean their windows in the wintertime, because it's, we live right on the lake. It sucks here. You know what I mean? So
you try to work year round?
Huh?
You try to work all year?
I do work year round, but those are accounts that I've had for 20 years though. You know what I mean? So like a couple of restaurant chains, you know what I mean? And the only reason, I'll be honest, Jeffrey, the only reason why I still work in the wintertime is because those businesses that I've been working with all these years expect me.
That's more rough style, quarterly, weekly type work.
Yeah, weekly work. You know what I mean? And it's just, and I do it, I maintain it just because that's what I built my business on, is those accounts. And I feel like, although I've gotten to a point in business where I could probably take those 3 months off and not really have to worry about it too much. I continue to go to those places just because it's just what I do.
Work, be there.
Yeah, it's routine. It's a routine for me, and they expect it. You know what I mean? They expect me to be there in the wintertime. They want their windows to look good. So if I'm working 3 or 4 days a week in the wintertime, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? If not, I'd probably be twice the size I am right now. I'd be Jabba the Hutt, the window cleaner. You know what I mean?
I'd be Seth Byers.
Yeah. I don't know where Jacoby went.
That's all right, man.
But yeah, I have been thinking about that quite a bit, and thanks for giving me anxiety again about having to hire people, Jeffrey. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for bringing that up.
Anxiety, you got to turn it into excitement. That's your world.
Right. Mm-hmm. Trust me, Chris Lambrinides from WCR gives me anxiety almost every other day. You know what I mean? Because he and like Mark and Seth too they're all after me. You're gonna have to do this, Tim. They're like, you're gonna have to end up doing this one day, and I'm like, I don't want to.
Oh, only a good friend pushes
pressure,
their friend.
man. It's so much pressure.
Well, I will tell you this, and we've discussed this at length for 5 years.
Yeah,
it's one of the hardest steps to pull yourself back a little bit and put someone on a customer you've had for 20 years. But you have to look at it as its business. Because
I have employed people in the past, you know what I mean? Yeah. But if you watch any of the YouTube videos that I posted where I've got guys working with me, I'm doing the work and they're standing there because I have such a hard time letting go. You know what I mean? Like you're not doing that
it's
right.
It's a huge step, and it's a totally different ball game at that point.
It's so hard.
Yeah, I started out a route window cleaner just like you. As a kid, even when I was in school, I was going to school at University Stevens Point up in central Wisconsin, Monday through Thursday, and every Friday I was going to another town and run a route.
Well, I don't even run that many routes. I just have like 3 or 4 restaurant chains and a couple of storefronts that I've done for years. My main business is residential work. That's where I make all my money. Yeah, that's all that 9 months out of the year I make that's kind of my specialty.
Window cleaners. We're not doing commercial anymore.
I don't really do. Yeah, I don't really do a lot of commercial work anymore. I don't chase storefronts. Huh?
With everything that we do, you know what our highest man-hour rate is?
What's that?
Storefronts.
Residential is our highest man-hour rate.
How?
We have to like back them up as far as we can, and we group them all together. Like when you call us for gutter work, you get on our gutter list. We're not going to come out and do it haphazardly.
Right.
And it's always a game. How far can you push it back before they freeze? Right.
Right.
Because if it freezes, you lose it.
Right.
We try to put everybody into a 2 to 3 week span, and when it becomes gutter weeks, all hands on deck, and we just go out and slash gutters. That way, we went in and out of homes, all crapped up, full of stuff, and we just put, even our high-rise guys are out there on ladders hitting residential for those couple of weeks, and just slaying gutters, and we just move through them so fast, and they're priced right.
I did that. I made that mistake this year. I had a couple of residential gutter jobs, and I kept telling these people, I'm like, listen, guys, we got to get this. Well, not all the leaves are blown out of the trees yet. And I'm like, all right, man. And then, middle of December rolls around, and it's the Arctic fucking tundra up here, and they're frozen. So, hey, can you come and clean my gutters? I'm like, dude, they're blocks of ice. And the one guy is all pine straw. So that shit's that's a concrete form at that point. That's fucking concrete.
Well,
with fiber mesh in it. That's never coming out.
Where are you?
Ohio. Huh? It's Oaks and
I'm in between. We'll let Tim finish what he's saying, and then I'll answer.
Oaks and maples that don't fall until the middle to late November, and we got frozen at Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, you guys froze.
I'm in between. I'm closer to Toledo than I am Cleveland, but I'm in between. Have you ever heard of Cedar Point before?
Yeah, I've been there.
I can see that I can see the roller coaster out my window right now.
Right on.
I live super close to Cedar Point, right on the chaussee there. So,
cool, nice marinas.
But again, my bread and butter is not just like Craig. I mean, Craig does a lot of commercial work, but I do less commercial work than Craig does. I do, my shit is residential. That's where I make my money, is residential. I've got some really nice choice commercial accounts where I make really good money on, and you know what I mean, and it's easy for me to do. But, the residential stuff is just where it's at for me.
Your residential more like American traditional residential, where it's like spring and fall kind of work, or
it's a spring in and out cleaning. Most guys, most of my customers, and I've got them trained this way, are in and out in the spring, and then another exterior cleaning in midsummer, and then most of them are another in and out in the fall. And
I think
gutter cleaning, so
kind of more European style, where he's water-fed pulling exteriors on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
That's big over there. Yeah.
Wow, that'd be nice too.
Yeah, but they get milk money. They got to do a lot.
Mark's laughing at me because I made fun of. He's a pressure washer. Hey, listen, man. Listen, I'm not picking on you, man. It was just a joke, pressure washer guys. Don't get mad at me now.
Yeah,
it's the bleach fumes are making you sensitive, is what it is.
Mess with your brain a little bit.
Yeah, mess with your brain. I'm only joking, but there are a lot of dudes. I see a lot of it, man. In my area, these dudes with the water-fed poles, and I'm just like, dude, what are you like? You could tell they've never cleaned a window traditionally because the way they bang that thing around. You know what I mean? It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Bro,
and then they wonder why they're not back the next year to clean the windows, and they've come across the street and asked me, "Hey, do you have a card?" You know what I mean? Like, and I tell them straight up, I'm not much of a house washer, roof washer, concrete guy. I do it when my customers ask, but I don't do a lot of pressure washing. I'm not saying it's any easier or cheaper than window cleaning. It's not. But I just, the market is so saturated. Like every dude that wants a part-time gig is like, I got a DeWalt pressure washer in my garage. Right. You know what I mean? I seen 2 dudes with 2 Ryobi pressure washing with wands this driveway the other day, and he's like got his business sign out front. I'm just like, dude, what is happening? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? I drove past in the morning, and then I drove back again 4 hours later.
He's got a whole $600 investment. He's got a $600 investment, and there's 2 machines there.
It was. I like I said, I drove back 4 hours later. He was still in that driveway. Him and that other dude pressure wash.
When they're all done, look like a dead zebra with all the stripes.
Dude, I blame the internet, man. I blame the internet, man. It's the internet's fault. Yeah. Everybody over soaps their water and agitates it till it turns to icing on windows, and then fucking look what I can do on TikTok, brother. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I can't bring myself to do it. I've made a couple of those videos where I add extra soap to my mop and then really agitate the glass. And I'm like, I can't post this, man. I cannot do it. It's just not real. It's not real. That's not what you do.
I had a job. One of my Mercedes dealer had some sand. They rebed the flowers, so there was grit and dirt on the bottom of the windows. So I just busted out the white pad. Just the extra foam that the white pad makes. I freaking hate that. It just carries everywhere. It suds everywhere.
I'm going to double down this season on my social medias. I'm razor blading nonstop on TikTok, and I'm razor blading like a motherfucker. Because listen, if I got to scrub a piece of glass that much, I'm just getting out the razor blade, dude. One pass and it's done. Not another. Like, call me when you're 40 doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Took razor blades right out of our company.
Did you?
Yeah, even for new construction cleanup on high rise. Glass, especially on large scale commercial glass.
Well,
such a big problem now.
Yes, I will admit that. That is true.
And steel wool is dislodging them now. And, glass fine is sand and it scratches glass. So no matter how you dislodge it, it's going to scratch the glass.
Yeah. I've seen Marcus sent us plenty of pictures of new commercial glass that dudes have scratched the shit with razor blades.
Oh, yeah, that's also Markhead's doing it, though.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And a lot of we take them out just so that we can say we've never touched the building with a blade. Because a lot of times it's their people, it's the construction guys that are screwing them up, and then they get dirty. You don't see it. Right. So we clean the window and reveal these scratches.
Right.
The first thing you got to do is stop right there and go, look. Here's what happened. We put soap and water on it, and this is what's underneath it. It's horrible.
My favorite, Jason, is the dudes that do the TikTok videos where there's like 10 foot of foam at the bottom of a window. They shot that video 17 times. The one window. And if you say something to them, they get all mad. I seen another dude do toilet bowl cleaner on glass today on Instagram. That was super dope. Yeah. He wears shorty shorts. The shorty shorts guy. The shorty shorts guy on Instagram, right? Yeah. He's always got a different. I appreciate the fact that he's got a different pair of sneakers for every video. But what busted me up is the toilet bowl cleaner on the glass. I'm like, brother, hey, you know what I mean? Like, just get some serum oxide, dude. Just keep it real, man.
It's a matter of time till he hazes the window.
It's only a matter of time before you fuck a window up with that. You know what I mean? Yep. But you can't tell dudes like that anything. They know everything. They are the best. Guys who shave their legs. Like, listen. Oh, my God. I just can't.
This coal's up here. I watched them literally clean it with the greaser one day. It was the employees. It's been fucked up ever since then.
I don't understand it, man. I don't understand the lengths guys are willing to go to just cut corners. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? I'm gonna stop at Home Depot and get some Zep toilet bowl cleaner.
You think it's just ignorance that they just haven't learned enough yet?
Or you know, again, like I said, are just
YouTube, bro.
There are resources out there. There are resources out there, and Mark and I have been saying it on this podcast for 5 fucking years. Everybody's heard us say, "Don't use toilet bowl cleaner." You know what I mean? Mark has, how many times has Mark said, "Let me get some oven cleaner"? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many times do we have to say?
I gotta tell you honestly. I mean, I could go.
Eventually, it's gonna happen. Something bad's gonna happen. Eventually, especially you're using it without gloves. I don't understand.
I probably get at least, on average, 1 to 2 a month. Of, I did this and this happened. What do I do now? Well, I hope you got deep pockets because you're going to be replacing glass, or you want me to come out and fix that for you. Who told you to put oven cleaner on a window? YouTube. Really?
Not my YouTube channel. Not my YouTube channel. I ain't never said that on my YouTube channel. I just think it's super irresponsible of dudes to be like, hey, this is what I'm using. And, you've got people watching you do that. You know what I mean? You got people watching you do dumb shit on a ladder, put dumb shit on the glass. You know what I mean? Do dumb shit on a rope. Like, what are you doing? It's not cool. Like, hey, I'm going to get out like Johnny Albrighty. I know I'm going to get shit for this, but the dude, He's got a lift. He's like 2 or 3 stories in the air, walks out of the basket onto a fucking ledge this fucking wide and cleans a window.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And he thinks that's cool. Like, that's cool. And there's guys encouraging it in the comments. I hate safety pussies. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Well,
listen, dude.
Fuck
like,
OSHA.
what? Like, what is that the hill we're gonna die on? Is like it's gay to be safe? Like, what are you like? I don't understand.
That's the ledge you're gonna die on for
like,
sure.
I don't understand, bro. Like, help me understand, dude. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, dude. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it, dude.
I'd have 2 words for those guys.
What?
You're fired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you're not fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
We took our first OSHA violation this last year.
What happened?
From an employee that wasn't tied off. The employee completely signed off on the paperwork, was trained, totally violated company policy.
Wow.
Should have been tied off, walked over this grate system that was over in airspace, and one of the grates fell through. He fell about 15 feet, but the grate went up on edge and landed over top of it.
Oh.
He punctured his lung, he punctured his spleen, he punctured his kidney. Everything had sealed back up. He broke like 6 ribs. He was immediately hospitalized, and he's recovered. He's working.
Yeah, but you know what that dude ain't? He's not gay because he's not a safety guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
We fought everything tooth and nail because we were documented right. All the training was in place. All the paperwork was in place. Our issue was the fine that we couldn't. The one thing we couldn't beat, which we kind of got blackmailed into, is the call to OSHA didn't happen within 24 hours as a serious injury.
Right.
But that's even nuanced because there was office staff that was directed to make that call by me within 10 minutes of that accident happening. And then when the individual who went to the hospital called our shop and said, hey, or his partner called our shop and said, hey, this guy needs his duffel bag full of stuff at the hospital. So the same person that I had told to make the phone call jumped in their car to take the duffel bag to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, this person was broadsided, flipped their car, and totaled it.
Holy shit,
Good Lord.
This still talking about wind of event.
That sounds like a good day.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
And so we didn't make the call within 24 hours, but I didn't know it didn't happen, right? And well, did you write that employee up that flipped their car? I said, no, I wasn't going to write a person up after they just got broadsided, flipped their car, and crawled out of the damn thing.
Right.
You know, that was the last thing on my mind. But because I didn't write them up and there wasn't that paperwork trail, we couldn't fight that fine. And the way that it works is if you beat every violation, then OSHA has to cover all the legal expenses, the time,
right,
everything that's involved. But if they get you on even one, you're on the hook for you're on the hook. So we were basically we fought it tooth and nail and got everything reduced down really far. But then we were blackmailed into making a settlement because there's no way we could have beat that one.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we had
man, dude, like fucking safety pussies, bro.
500. Say what?
Safety pussies, bro.
Yeah, man.
I just don't like that. Like, I'm gonna say it right here on the podcast. That culture of dudes like, yo, you should do dangerous shit because it's rad, bro. Do that like on a BMX bike or a fucking skateboard.
Right.
Why do you have to do it on the side of some building
Don't do
or
it
at
on
somebody's house?
spot.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to risk your life not working, how about that?
Right, but you're risking other people's lives.
Dude, it's just stupid, man.
Stupid. Actually, you probably know the building that happened on. It's the one that's got the great big deep insets that we used to do with water-fed pole.
The AT&T building?
The old AT&T building, yeah. It's got the grate systems, right? Yeah. He jumped over that wall into the grates. The thing bounced, and he fell through it.
What's crazy, Jeff, is I swear to God, I told that building about those grates like 2 or 3 years ago. Dude, I sat their building manager down, and I was like, you guys need to fucking secure these grates up here. Like, it is a fucking fall hazard.
Couldn't go through, right? Now, if he was tied off, there's no accident, but he wasn't tied off.
Man, that's a bummer, man.
How high was it?
Well, he fell 15 feet into like an airway space where there's an air return. Now, get this. When I was on site afterward for the OSHA investigation. The OSHA investigator and the building manager of that building were not tied off, walked up to that thing, jumped onto those grates.
Really?
I still got like, shouldn't you guys be tied off? There's an anchor right there. And they're like, are you tied off? I said, no, I'm more than 10 feet away from that thing.
Right.
I actually brought that up in the hearing, and their lawyer told him to shut up and not answer any more questions.
Yeah.
JJ Gomero says, hey guys, I just got some really nice equipment from Zero. I do door-to-door knocking to get clients. What do you guys use to advertise your window cleaning business? Google.
Facebook.
Started up. Going door-to-door. Residential.
I use Google.
Company.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want, man. Everybody does it differently. I would never knock on doors now.
It's humbling.
Maybe back in the day. We did some door knocking.
Get some yard signs.
Yeah, to get some yard signs are good, when you get a job, but I'm not knocking on your door.
Windowcleaner.com. They got everything you need for marketing.
Yeah, man. Click the link in my description. Go buy some signs, brother.
When I still
right underneath the YouTube channel.
I had in my pocket a 5-year-old girl and a mortgage. I didn't have money for door.
Do what you have to do, yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Pushing a shovel and a lawnmower, so I just took it back to the roots, right?
Yeah, I'll be honest, the kind of door knocking that I did wasn't residential. I did a lot of going to commercial jobs like storefront.
Yeah,
I did a lot of that.
Yeah,
I did a lot of that.
I walk into dirty job. If I see windows that are dirty, I'm in a shopping center. I'll go drop off a card. But banging on someone's door, I have a problem.
Bro, listen.
I don't want people banging on my door. That's probably why I feel like
25 yard signs is a cheap investment. It's going to be better than Facebook. It's going to be better than anything. Go get 25 yard signs.
Yeah, nobody's going to come to my house trying to like even
right.
like nobody likes to
people...
listen. There's a sign on my front porch that says no trespassing. Violators will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. You know what I mean? So it kind of keeps people away. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised. You know what I mean? Like the delivery guy doesn't even walk all the way up on the porch. You know what I mean?
Trample the feet, hurdle the dead.
Right.
Yeah.
There's on my door. I freak out.
My suggestion, JJ, would be to make sure you have a good Google listing and you try to get reviews for it and be active on it. Upload pictures to it. Get yourself a website. Get yourself social media for your business. Share that around in your local Facebook groups and stuff like that. And continue door knocking, man. If that works for you, if you got the gumption to knock on people's doors to ask to clean their windows, then keep doing it, man. Keep after it. Just however you can hustle, man.
More efficient.
What's that, Mark? Scott, Jeffrey?
Budget, no. The signs, it's a much more efficient way to market once you're able to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're just starting out, the free stuff works wonders.
Yes.
It can if you know how to use it.
You know what?
Correctly.
Once you build up a client base, it's easy.
Once you get your first couple of seasons under your belt, you're going to be surprised at the word of mouth. People are going to be like, hey, well,
you know someone.
Yeah, I know somebody that.
Don't underestimate the value of a referral program. With your current clients, have conversations with them. If they send people to you and they drop their name, you give them a little bump off of their job.
I'll tell you what I did, Jeffrey. You might have heard this before, and it's still working to this day over 10 years later. I've got a high-end mall here, and I was to back it up, I was kind of tired of all these new malls coming in, and I was so busy cleaning windows, I was getting nothing in the malls, and route work is only profitable when you have 30 to 40+% of that particular mall, because once you park, it's all money versus driving there for one account, okay? I went into this mall, I picked up an optical place, okay? I cleaned his windows. I'd go to that mall every week, and I would just wave to the people walking by that are now store owners that are getting ready to open or renovating. And like occasionally one would come out and go, I see you come over and clean their windows, and you just wave to me. You never come in.
You didn't say, let me ask you this.
You're on the hook now. You're going to sign up.
Hey, you didn't say, let me ask you this.
Right.
Let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this.
I give you a card. Here's what it's going to cost. And most of the time you hook them. When I get 2 or 3 in the same mall, I gave them each a stack of cards, right? 10 business cards apiece. And I said, look, you pay $40 a month for your window cleaning. I go, you're here all the time. Babysitting your store, your new store, you're getting clientele in here, okay? For every qualified referral you give me to one of your new neighbors when you meet them and you give them the card and say, hey, he does mine, he does a great job, or he's very fair, or he's the guy for you, I'll give you a free month.
Howdy!
I had customers in there get me 95% of that mall. And to this day, I just got another one last week. The optical guy that I've been cleaning for over 15 years, he says, does that still hold? You're going to give me a month if I get, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. He's selling for me, and done. It's over.
I did I did that when I first bought the business from John. I did the referral thing, to like any new residential customers. I got even the old ones that I've had for years. I'm like, hey, if you refer somebody, I'll knock $100 off your next in and out. You know what I mean? Whatever. A lot of those places, a lot of these people, like, it doesn't really take me that long to do the windows because I've been taking care of them for 15 years at that point. You know what I mean? So it was just, it was so easy to build work up that way.
The one thing that optical guy,
just a wipe with the sill and you're done.
Yeah. The optical guy just got me another one. He told one of his first words to me after he sold one job for me. He looked at me and he goes, so let's get this correct. If I give you a dozen accounts in here, you're going to give me a year's free window cleaning? And I go, absolutely, 100%. Mm-hmm. No questions asked. I go, if you happen to get a bill, just throw it away. I'll give you
What happens if he gets you a 13th? Do you got to give him a handy?
Yes. And you know what?
I'm curious.
I still clean him to this day, and he's still getting me work. And I don't. All he does is call me and go, "Hey."
Mark's not afraid to grab a hold of a tuna can. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Baby. Yeah. How are you so short with such big hands?
So I'm telling you, it's the same thing with residential. I don't do a lot of residential.
The Lord could not disparage Mark anymore. He had to give him a huge dick. He had to. He's already 3 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm a tripod.
Why do you think I call him Stump?
Yeah,
that's why they call him Stump.
I would assume the same thing would work in residential. Give my card to your friends, your neighbors, your family. Yeah. I'll give you 20% off your next clean. Now, I'm not saying to clean something's house for free.
Jeffrey's
but
right,
a
man.
storefront that takes 10 minutes. I mean, how are you not going to do that?
Yeah, the referral thing. Having a referral program is awesome.
The best thing I've ever done is I give my my favorite customers Yetis with my logos and stuff on it. I'm like, here, just have this, and the amount of jobs I've gotten from that. Just like, oh, I saw your Yeti. Why not?
Well, right. It's usually on like folk can't give away fucking Yetis.
Man, that is such a great idea, Seth.
Well, honestly, it's the customers that are like 1,000,000+ homes that I do, and their neighbors are 1,000,000+ homes. So I'm like, a quick $60-$70, you leave them a nice Yeti.
Right,
that's good.
Man,
where are you? They bring it on the golf course. I'm near Cape Cod.
So okay.
Plymouth, Mass, if you know where that is. But
I had a buddy. He works in Port St. Lucie, north of me. He shared his thing with me that really worked for him, especially residentially. But he stopped doing it, and I'll tell you why. He went to the dollar store and bought these cheap spray bottles. Okay, and then he'd buy a gallon of Windex or whatever at that dollar store, and he had labels printed up with his company logo, his name, his phone number, and he would hand them out as his business card. Here's a bottle of Windex. Every time they grab it to clean the windows in their house, they're thinking about him. He got a lot of work from it. The problem was he spoke to an attorney and he said, listen, if somebody drinks that or uses it for the wrong thing, you could be held liable for it. Yeah, but you'd be surprised what people do.
Jesus, dude. Like, what? I mean, like, come on, man.
Well, I mean, Tim drinks it all the time, so.
That's fucking Baja Blast, dude. Relax.
Spray away. He just bought spray away cans with the foam.
No. He bought the bottles that you could fill. Oh, the foam.
That's nearby here, right? Their company bought spray away cans and then relabeled them, with their company name.
I've seen that.
Listen, Chris,
you could buy those.
Alex told me if you watched my other video, Alex told me that if you order enough, you can get spray away in your own scent, your own customized scent.
You can get private. You can white label that shit in a heartbeat.
What's mine going to be? A Lowe's bathroom?
This is going to be dirty.
Thanks, Damien. Damien is our only channel member, and he sent us a $5 sticker. He's the only one that listens to the Tim
show.
Yeah, he's the only one that listens to the Tim and TJ Secret Show, or TJ and Tim's Secret Show. He's the only one, dude. He's the only. We have one view on him.
These guys don't even listen to it.
Hey, at least Damien's keeping it real. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Damien.
Damien's got $2.
Dude, $2.
$2. $2, brother. Yeah, when Alex told me that you could get your own custom scented spray away if you order enough cans, I was like, dude, I want to get one that smells like sweat and regret.
Tell me that he uses scented oils, different oils in different rooms of people's homes.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I know somebody else that does that too, dude. Craig, are you talking about Craig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Craig was telling me, and I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we use scented oils. I'm like, bro, stop it. He's like, no, man, it works really good. I'm like, dude, that is so... Only Craig, man. Craig's the best. Craig is the best, dude. Don't forget, guys, if you're watching this, if you want to be a part of the window cleaning, Rolling with the Window Cleaner museum at the huge convention, send me like a 30-second clip or something of you cleaning windows. I would like it. I would prefer it if you're in the video and not just showing me your squeegee on the glass. Just set it up landscape and shoot yourself cleaning a window. If you want to be a part of that video, he's going to have playing on a retro television in the museum booth. I think it's going to be cool, but make sure you do that, guys. Please continue.
Very cool. Yeah, that spray away is a good idea because they can't open the can or do anything with it. I mean, I guess they could shoot it in their mouth, but it's got to stay on there.
Mark lives in the land of lawyers, man. And he thinks like one now too.
Yeah. No, I hate fucking lawyers. I'm sorry.
But you're surrounded by
it. I just did a job for an attorney, and he's like, "Well, you
ended up doing that job."
No. He said I was very unprofessional because I told him I'm He goes, well, 250 a window sounds a lot better than 350, and I go, I don't come in your office and say 350 sounds a lot better than 450 an hour. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing here. And then the problem was he wanted me to work for a contractor because he said the contractor's responsible. I go, I'm going to bill you. And then you get the money from the contractor, whether you hold back money or whatever. I go, I don't work for contractors that I don't know. Well, why is that? Because I don't get paid. Then get a better contract. I'm not dealing with this shit for $800 worth of scratch glass. I'm not. It's not my.
Yep.
So
I'm going to say this, and I'm not afraid to say this, but every contractor that I've worked for to do a construction clean on a house or a commercial, I always have to chase them back. One dude that installs glass, he installed on this old building, removed all this really 1800s era window frames and put modern windows in and everything. I threatened to beat him up. I said, I'm on my way to your house right now. I know where you live. I found out where you live, and I'm going to beat you up when I get there if you don't have my money.
Been there.
He's like, well, I'm going to mail you a check. I was like, don't even bother. I'm coming. Just write it, and I'll be at your door in 20 minutes. He paid me.
Yeah.
Because I showed up at his house.
With terms listed?
Huh?
Are you using contracts with terms?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, then you've got everything to stand on. I mean, you're going to get paid.
Yeah. Well, I wanted my money though, Jeffrey.
Dude, Jeffrey,
I only work for two builders, man, and that's because the first time I worked for both of them, they handed me a check when I was walking out the door.
Yeah,
it's always every time it takes like a year to get paid on a job. Dude, why? It says right there 30 days. I give them 30 days.
Yep. I did $18,000 worth of scratch removal for a contractor. After 35 days, I was calling him. He says, "Oh, we need you to sign a release of lien." I go, "I never filed a lien. So what am I? So I don't understand what you're asking me to do here." And he goes, "We filed a lien or some shit. You just got to come sign it." I go, "Well, why didn't you tell me that? I did this work. Now all of a sudden, because it was a fire sale, meaning you had to get out of trouble, so the owners of it didn't see all the damaged glass you messed up. And then now I was the hero when I fixed it. Now I'm the zero when I want to get paid. And you're talking about signing a release of lien that I never filed. Just give me my fucking money." So he did. They were cool about it and explained how their process works. Okay.
Eddie, if you don't stop saying that, next time I see you, I'm gonna bring a bucket of snow and shove it in your underwear.
Grab that old baloney neck and give me a smack.
Eddie, you've never worked in cold that I've worked in. Never in your life.
Yeah.
You would last 2 seconds up here, Eddie. We all know it. You're old. You got arthritis. You're just like Mark. It's too cold. I have to let you borrow one of my jackets like I had to let Mark borrow one of my jackets. A jacket that I don't even wear. I'm out there in a sweatshirt and a t-shirt, and I got 3 layers of clothes on, a Carhartt. That's why Mark couldn't.
Southern states?
Huh?
Isn't Ohio one of those southern states?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's super warm here.
We're next to Canada.
Super warm.
Cold.
We're next to
Yeah.
Cold.
You could probably skate across to friggin' Edmonton or wherever.
To our north is Canada. For southern.
What's that, Chris?
Just a couple days ago, I went out and I was doing a job replacing some LED lights on a building, and I had to shovel a path through the snow on the roof of the fucking building to get to where I need to be.
Glad I live in Florida.
Yeah, no doubt.
Eddie disgusts me. It's that mesothelioma acting up there, Eddie. That's what I was talking. Started to act up, dude.
I think his pelvic mesh just came loose.
Yeah. My pelvic mesh just got jarred. I just jarred my pelvic mesh.
That was a solid one, Mark. Yeah,
that was solid, Mark.
Fucking dick. I love it.
So Chris, man, Jeffrey's came in late and has done a lot of talking, because he likes to steal the show all the time. Him and Mark can't get a word in edgewise with these guys, man.
Robot.
Yeah, the robot thing just went just off the rails, right, Jeffrey? You screwed up mentioning that because Mark lost his mind.
But hold on. So let me ask you something.
So let me ask you this.
No, I don't do much high-rise anymore. It just bothers me that people think spraying water out of a winged fucking thing works. I'm sorry. I'm skeptical. I'm too old school for that. And I think it's safe to say this. All of us will be out of window cleaning by the time that thing takes our jobs.
Hey,
I
Jeffrey,
believe that.
I want you to know this is a guy that sits on the couch and lays on somebody's pillows and shits on them all night.
Yeah, and then it's like, here, go to sleep
I don't give a fuck.
We went to the huge convention together, Jeffrey. I don't know if you may or may not know this, but all the guys on the podcast, we got an Airbnb, and the first night we come back to the Airbnb, and Tim is sleeping on the couch. And Mark goes over and lays on his pillow and his blankets and just rips ass for like an hour, like nonchalant, like, you know, no big deal. You know what I mean? Even though we're all like, hey, dude, that's where Tim's sleeping. He's like, yeah.
Oh, he's sprawled.
And when I say sprawled out, I mean like he's like his leg, one leg is up on the back of the couch, the other one's hanging off the couch, and he's just like, you know.
He's
like
just memeing Bernie Sanders on everything.
Yeah.
Tim woke up the next morning and opened his eyes.
Listen, correct me if I'm wrong, Seth, but didn't we go downstairs and see Tim face down on that pillow?
He was breathing deep.
He was taking it in.
Dude, he had pink eye by the end of it.
He woke up and his eyes were so crusty he couldn't open them.
He was able to tell me I had a cheeseburger for lunch.
I'm meant to on it.
That was a damn good cheeseburger, though.
Yeah, well, those were good cheeseburgers, man. If you're ever in, where is it, Nashville? If you're ever in Nashville, what's the name of the place, Seth?
I honestly don't remember.
You don't know? You're the only one that
Nobody does.
Mike Nichols would remember.
Hold on. Let me go through my Google history.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, dude, Jeffrey.
Downtown or at the Gaylord?
No, it's downtown. No, the Gaylord. You're getting the same cheeseburger you get at McDonald's. But Chris and Jeffrey, if you're ever in Nashville, you have to go get one of these cheeseburgers once we find out where it was. The cheeseburgers were so good. We got them one night, went back the next day and got another. And like 2 or 3 people, Seth had 2 cheeseburgers, and Mike Nichols took one bite of his cheeseburger and bought another one right on the spot. He's like,
before he even swallowed.
Before he even swallowed. He's like, you gotta make me another one of these. They're so good, dude.
What kind of place?
We were in Vanderbilt.
It's just a little sports bar.
It's just like a sports bar. It's like a
Hop Dottie,
and it's a cheeseburger place. It's not a like they sell a good cheeseburger. They sell like all different kinds of cheeseburgers. The one that I got was it was a hamburger, an egg, shredded hash browns, and bacon with brown sugar, maple, mayo, and then they took brown sugar and bacon bits and put it like on the bun, and it was, dude, when I tell you it was the best thing I've ever had in my life, it was the best thing I've ever had in my life. So I'm going to go back to a huge convention just to have one of those.
Just for that.
I'm going to have me a second cheeseburger.
Deliver a metal pan, like a mixing bowl full of fries, and queso for like $7.99.
Dude, I'm telling you guys,
I didn't waste my time with them fries. I want more.
Hop Dottie in Nashville. They should be a sponsor of this podcast. That's how, dude. It's amazing.
That's like BB's.
BB's Lawnside Barbecue.
Yep,
that was good too.
TJ's new second place. I hate Eddie.
What's Eddie's glory hole scent?
No, Eddie's is Old Spice and fried bologna.
No, dude, it's degree deodorant.
Eddie's is Pampers on a hot summer day.
Eddie is waiting to take his place.
It always goes off
the king of Sugandi.
Yeah, Jeffrey, do you ever go to the conventions? Like,
I go to all of them. And then I started backing off for the last 6 or 7 years. For a while I was really political with the IWC. A lot of stuff going on. Same world anymore. I learned to not like some of my idols because I learned, you started getting on other sides of fences of them. I didn't like that whole scene. So the last, since, I don't know, it's probably been 6 years, I've been spending November through March out in Colorado snowboarding. And I've always called myself partially retired, right?
Yeah.
This last year, I didn't go out there at all. I stayed here because of the growth that we're experiencing, some of the problems that we've had. And we are growing at a phenomenal rate right now. We're growing faster than we ever have. We've got a better staff than we've ever had. Our company culture has turned into this magnificent thing. I'm finding passion for running the company again.
Yeah, and that's good.
It's one thing to go to a convention and the networking, right, with other people. That used to be the real value. Now we can do that with social media pretty easily. You know, I train I train enough around the country that I'm getting to network with people anyway.
Right. So you don't miss out on that part.
We've always said here on the
teaching classes and getting on boards, the board of directors and stuff. But I find that I'm taking myself away from green window cleaning services when I'm doing that. And my staff is working so hard, they deserve me to work hard for them. And so that's what we're doing now. The growth that we're seeing, if we can maintain it, this is turning into something I never fathomed it could ever turn into. You know, when I started up in 2009, I always thought, hey, when I start running $100,000 or $1 million, I'm done. I'm going to retire.
Right.
Well, we're gonna eclipse that by multiples within a couple of years here.
Yeah.
You know, so it's becoming fun again, and it's turning into something beyond me.
That's good.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't invited to the IWCA.
So do you have like a
TJ? We should just do a Squeegee Life booth there and
you have like
just sell everything but.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just the going to Vegas thing. I'm just not down, dude.
I don't want to go to Vegas. If it's anywhere else, if it's on the East Coast, I'll go. If it's out west, I'm not going.
I'm from San Diego. I don't want to go.
Halo. They weren't like in big cities. IWCA used to do conventions at this older hotel on St. Pete Beach, right? One, it was cool because it was but places where it keeps everybody together, where everyone's not going to wander off around Vegas or going to Nashville. It keeps the networking whole through the whole time, and you're not kind of wandering around looking for people.
Yeah, you're not Frank Rave and what's his nuts, Craig down on Broadway going fucking nuts.
That was funny to watch. The videos were funny.
Oh my God.
The videos were great though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had no interest in going, but it looked like.
This is my thing with the between the two. The IWCA, it's just I can only do one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't like take the time off to go to a window thing twice a year. Not so much from work, but my old lady, you know what I mean? Like, she only gets 2 vacations a year, so I'll get 4. That's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fair at all, dude. You know what I mean? So, like, I just, I mean, I may choose the IWCA over the Huge. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see how everything works out. But, I'm with Jeffrey. I just, the only reason why I go is to see dudes. You know what I mean? Hey,
yeah,
to see dudes. See dudes and be gay.
Remember Gary Maurer or any of you in the industry when Gary was active?
I know of Gary, but that
I've gone a round or two with him.
Gary's he's an extremely intelligent man, but because of that, his mind works a little differently than a lot of people's. But he used to put this window cleaner picnic together every year.
Yeah, I donated to it one year, and he still hates me.
Some suppliers would show up, but there wasn't like a trade show or anything. A couple of people would do talks on like some interesting projects or something, but it was just a picnic, and it lasted a couple of days, and people would fly in from all over the country. It cost next to nothing to show up at. That was one of the best gatherings of industry that I remember in my career.
I think something like that's going to end up happening again. That there's going to be a no stress, just everybody get together event happening eventually.
Yeah.
I wonder who's going to put that on.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That needs to happen.
It's going to be me.
I go to IWCA, and I'm good for about 2 hours, and then I start to realize there's a lot of dick measuring going on here, and I'm just not a fan of people that.
My old boss used to make me go with him from like 07 to 2010.
It'd be bigger than everybody. So you're like, I'm going to win.
It's not about size. It's about leave me alone. I don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, that's the first couple things I went to, like, to meet, there's, it's not everybody. There are a few dudes that want to just sit, well, how do you fucking scale your fucking hootie, your hottie hot? I'm just like, bro, I don't, like, cool, dude. Like, I don't fucking care, dude. Like,
yeah.
So how much does it suck to clean windows for a living? Because that's what I want to talk about. Or, like, the sky is blue. Like, what do you like to do when you're at home not cleaning windows? You like like playing guitar? You know, do you like playing Call of Duty Black Ops? Like, let's talk about that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I honestly, I go not to be sold things. I go to just to hang out with the boys. That's why I go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Point blank, I don't want to take a class.
Well,
I don't want to listen to a motivational speaker. I don't want to listen to a TikTok guru whose dad had a lot of money and said, you got to do something here. Go buy some window cleaning tools. And then you get on and like, this is how you do it. No, I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I'm
addicted to laughing at the apartment at the end of the night. That's what I'm addicted to.
I would definitely, like, if Jeffrey Scott was there, like, doing some safety shit, I would go in there and be super gay with all the other gay dudes that like to live and, like, learn shit, you know what I mean? But outside of that, I don't care, you know what I mean? Right. I just like gay safety stuff, you know? I just do that. I gotta say, I didn't say anything last week, but when I seen that post and the shit that was being said in the comments, it just peeled my wig back.
Well, the guy that climbed out of the basket.
Climbed out of the basket onto the ledge to clean the window, like, and they're like, dude, like, guys are like, man, you probably shouldn't be doing that, whatever. And you're like, oh, safety guys are gay.
Well, the first thing I looked at is like, well, wait a minute, you're in what appears to be a 60 or an 80-foot articulating lift. Why not just swing the basket over and clean that window?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know? Like, just like a hero moment for no fucking reason.
Well, mainly because that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
And
it's a skill issue.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand the safety is gay or you're a pussy if you're safe.
I run a safety meeting every Monday morning for about 15 minutes on something that we do, because actually what I've been running on a lot is after you guys talked about water-fed pole and people getting electrocuted. It's been one of the biggest things I talk about. It's like,
well, what you need to do, Seth, is reach out to me, Seth. Seth, reach out to me and buy some pole insulators from Zero. You know what I mean?
I need. Give me 7.
Come on, brother. If you have an order that you'd like to place with Zero Products, message me. I'll sell you stuff.
This guy.
Message me. I'll do it. I'm good at it.
It's not me. I took the fucking job I wanted.
Yeah, I stole it right from Jacob. Yeah.
Now Jacob has to live in a garage. Look what you did to him.
Yeah, I've ruined Jacob's whole life. Jacob's on the beach. Yeah, Jacob is fishing 9 times out of 10. Every time I see anything from Jacob, he's on the beach with his family fishing. Like, he's got it real bad. That's probably the only way they eat. They skin the fish right outside the garage door.
Well, you stole his
They're
job.
broke and destitute because of me. Because
he's got a Zero sticker. He just cries under while he's fishing.
He's got a TJ Voodoo doll. He's been poking.
Right in the butt.
Right in the butt. Man, I feel like we had Chris Ayers on for Mark not to ask him any questions. Hey, Mark, do you want to talk to Chris about robots?
Well, Chris said he's not cleaning windows that much.
I've not in the last few months, but I mean, in the last
Chris, you're not cleaning windows.
That doesn't mean he's not cleaning them at all.
I've just been doing a lot of little odd jobs relating to ropes and heights and working at heights, like changing those light strips, teaching my classes.
Nice.
You know, the area that I live is so saturated with competition that, like, it would be stupid of me to even try to be competitive window cleaning. It's just me. What the hell am I going to do? I'm going to take work from Jeff. I don't think that's going to happen.
Mark, it's still considered a high rise, you dickhead.
Yeah, Mark, he's not a ground guy yet, you piece of shit.
I never said he wasn't.
He's not a ground guy like me, Tim, Jacob, Seth. All those ground guys here.
No, I'm a chair guy now. I sit in this chair and
all
day. All I do is run reports and it's fucking boring. I hate it so much.
He's able to go out and get a lot of other than window cleaning work on rope. You know, that's the kind of stuff I think you're talking about, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How do you get into that? Like, how do you find that kind of work?
I mean, it's just really references. Like, knowing the people from the building and knowing the type of odd jobs they need, telling them what type of services that I provide with my business. I really think it's just like educating people about, like, what do you want to do with those ropes? Like, you're not just cleaning windows on that building, like you're talking about, Mark. There's so many other things you can do that don't have to be just window cleaning, you know?
We did about 10 years ago a smoke evacuation system that was in the building. It was 19 stories, 190 feet. And when the fire department came in, they said, we're coming in on Saturday and we're going to set off some smoke bombs and set off the smoke evac system to make sure that it works. The smoke evac system is in a chase, like an elevator shaft without an elevator. And it's wider at the bottom and skinnier at the top. And it runs into every single floor. And big dampers open up and draw the smoke out, right? Well, they fired this thing up and none of the dampers opened, so it blew apart all the ductwork, the sheet metal ductwork. Okay, so the building had a choice: cut a firewall, because the chase that this system was in was fire rated. Okay, which is, I think, inch and a half or 2 inch drywall out and another inch and a half of drywall, right? And it's all so. They said, we got a job for you. And I'm like, okay, what is it? So he starts explaining to me. I sat with the engineers. Okay. They cut us a hole in the wall. And then they cut us a hole at the bottom to get out. And if you're claustrophobic, not a good thing, because you're in like a 6x8 shaft. Right. And there's this system in there and some bracing and this and that. So we literally went in there and did an inspection. Well, when we went in there with their cameras, lit it up and filmed everything and gave it to the engineers, none of the drywall was fire caulked. It's supposed to have that pink.
Well, not only that, but most like at least when I did it, the way you did firewalls is that you would lay your first layer of drywall vertical, then the second layer that would break in between, like over top of every seam.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it would be mud and taped.
Well,
so there was no seam on seam or no penetration.
The interior of this had no drywall mud on it. It was just butt to butt. Okay, so that's
the way Seth and Jacob do it all the time.
so to make the long story short,
dry dock, son.
We built a pulley system and brackets where we could physically build a floor on each floor and then lower it down to the next floor, because there was a couple concrete columns going through there. So we made these saddles that strapped over them, lay plywood on it. Everything had lash cords on it, and we had a pulley all the way top, and we'd lower it to the next floor. But while we were in each floor, we had to fire caulk all the drywall, and then fire mud. It was this stuff called fire halt. You had to mix it up in a bucket. It's pink. Yeah. You had to do all the joints, and then we had to caulk the concrete to the drywall.
Excuse me,
when all that was done,
Does the white caulk taste better than the black caulk?
I don't know. Ask your mom.
Solid. I knew it was coming.
So,
Jacob. Oh my God.
Put that on the tee for me, Jacob. Sorry, no disrespect. But anyway.
Well, she's dead, so it's okay.
Oh, Jesus. That's not cool, dude. Come on. So, Mark, you just ruined the whole show with that, just so you know.
Right? Okay, sorry.
Dude's mom's dead, and you just said, I don't know, ask your mom.
Mark, get back to the
Break out your Ouija board, Jacob.
Get the Ouija board out.
I'm gonna get a video from him, and it's gonna be a picture of her. He's gonna go, Jacob.
Let me know about how Mark's handling his cock.
Right. So,
hey, shut up and listen.
After we did all of the drywall work, then we had to go back in. And we took our suction cups to pull, because this structure, sheet metal, had imploded in certain areas, okay? We pulled our suction cups on it, pulled it out, put aluminum angle iron around it, and tech screwed it in to re-support it. And then the fire department set it back off, and everything worked fine. Well, that was almost a year it took to do. 3 guys a year, every day in that chase. Well, when we finished that, they called us in the office. It was huge money. It was like one of the biggest jobs I'll ever probably had the opportunity. When we finished that one, they called us in the office and said, by the way, there's a second chase in the other corner of the building. This one, for some reason, they insulated, right? They put that foil and yellow foam insulation on the ductwork. So you couldn't even see where it imploded. We had to rip all that insulation off, re-support the ducts, re-caulk everything. When we finished that one, we did a smaller one across the street. So there's a lot of money to be made outside of window cleaning if you know how to work on ropes. But we had that place to a science. Literally, we could do 1 floor a day and then lower everything down to the next floor, rig it up, set it up, drop to the ground, and get out. They're like, we see people go into the wall, and then we never see them come out. You know.
Well, dudes, I want to thank you, Jeffrey and Chris, for coming on. Now, this is the end of March Madness. Thank God.
It was a big flop this year, so I thank you guys.
It wasn't a big flop. It just, shit happened.
We had 2 no-shows. We had 2 no-shows. So.
Yeah, we had 2 no-shows, but Jeffrey and Fletcher made up for it.
Yeah.
So what's that, Tim? Let's talk over each other some more, guy.
I just fucked up the joke. It doesn't matter.
It's fine. But we'll be back next week. We may or may not have a guest. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. I do have a guy.
Fuck everything else up, Tim.
Yeah, I do have a guy that's reached out to me that wants to come on the show. That's never been on the show, so that'll be cool. We may or may not have someone else that Mark has got lined up to come on the show next week. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get her on.
But we'll do our damnedest to make that happen. I want to thank everybody for watching, all our sponsors, and Jeffrey Scott. Go ahead and say what you got to say, bro.
Thanks, man. I'm sorry for butting in,
You're fine.
I want to put it out there to everybody that's on this podcast today. I mentioned it to Mark a couple of weeks ago, and it was it was short notice. Mm-hmm. But sometime throughout the year, if any of you have the opportunity to come up to Wisconsin, I will put you through a class for free.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very generous.
When you have some experience, and when this comes back around next March or whenever we want to get it together again, we'll have something to talk about that you guys will have some boots on the ground experience with, right. You'll have some,
I don't know if I have the stones to do that, dude, to be quite honest.
You know what, Jeffrey? I'm going to please, I'm going to put it on my calendar, but I do want to come to that. So if it's next year in March, right? We said March, I would love to come through that program 100%.
It can be any time through the year. Just get a hold of our office and we do class almost every month. Sometimes I do a lot of private courses around the country that might be closer to where you're at that I could into as well.
I appreciate that 100%.
Yeah, and that would be sweet. I'd love to.
I'll let the guys that are not scared do that.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
You'd do it,
brother. You'd do it, man. You'd do it. All
right, I'll do it off of like a 6-foot ladder, Jeffrey. Can we make that happen?
We start.
Well, I want to thank you. That's very generous of you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that, Chris. Sure. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for such a last minute.
So at the very last minute, without even, I just called you randomly because I seen you on Skype. I panic called you, but thanks for everybody for watching. We'll be back next week, and yeah, man, great show. Always great with Jeffrey and Chris.
Yep.
Always.
Thank
great.
You guys.
Exactly. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it,
guys.